everybody. I miss you guys so much. This week I'm going to be doing writing lessons with you guys, so you'll get to see my face every day this week, and we will be reading a passage. This week our passage is called Piano Music, just like this. And each day we're going to do a little bit of prepping, and by the end of the week we will be responding to a writing prompt. It's right here, the writing prompt. So, each day will be a little different. Today what we're going to be doing is just reading the passage all the way through, and then we're going to kind of pick apart our writing prompt to identify a bossy sentence. So another word for a prompt you could use is a bossy sentence. The reason we use that is because a prompt is what tells you how to write about something or what it wants you to be writing about. So first off, we're going to start with just reading the passage, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the prompt later on. So, if you guys have a copy, we will start at the top where it says number 1, Henry. Okay, so piano music. Henry listened carefully as his piano teacher finished his lesson. Henry loved learning how to play the piano. He looked forward to his lessons each week. Miss Jones reminded him to practice every night and then said goodbye. Henry walked out of her house with a smile. He saw his friend Daniel outside. He was Miss Jones's next student. Daniel looked upset. He had forgotten his piano music in his grandma's car. He was worried about what Miss Jones would think. He did not want to go inside. Henry looked down at his hands. He used the same music as Daniel. Henry's mom liked him to keep track of his things. Henry had been losing items a lot lately. His mom might be frustrated if he did not come back with his music. Henry looked at Daniel's face. It was dropping like a melting ice cream cone. Henry felt bad for Daniel. "Use my music," he told his friend. "I forget things too." Daniel's face began to beam. Henry's heart felt happy. Henry walked home. His mom looked down at his hand and frowned. She noticed Henry's music was missing. "Did we lose our music again, Henry?" she asked crossly. Henry told her about Daniel. "I wanted to help my friend," Henry said. His mom looked at him with kindness. She gave him a big hug. "You are such a sweet boy," she said. "You make me very proud." And that's the end of the passage. But at the end of the passage, we see this little box that says glossary. I know we talked a little bit about what a glossary was when we were back in school, but just as a refresher, the glossary can be found at the back of a text, so like in the back of a book, or in this case, it's at the bottom of the passage, and it just defines words that you might not already know what they mean. So this one has crossly, and then it says with anger. So that just means that crossly, another word you could use for that is anger, or he did it with anger. So that's just a little helpful tool. And so now let's move down to where it says writing prompt. So you just read a story about Henry and Daniel at piano lessons. Henry had to make a difficult choice for himself. Explain how Henry's choice was difficult and why he did it. Use 3 or 4 sentences to respond to this writing prompt. And then it gives some extra little tips at the bottom. It says, be sure to answer all the questions in the prompt. Write at least 3 or 4 complete sentences. Use details from the passage. Use correct spelling and grammar. Use correct capitalization and punctuation. And then we'll just go ahead and finish this part. It says, take a few minutes to think about the passage and the questions so that you can plan your answers before you begin to write. You may read the passage and the writing prompts again to yourself. Alright, so let's go back up to the actual writing prompt. So right under where it says writing prompt, there's that little passage of words. And we're going to kind of pick this apart. We're going to try to identify the bossy sentence. So we need to find the sentence that specifically tells you what you're going to be writing about. Okay? So let's go ahead and read it sentence by sentence and just kind of cross out the ones that aren't really the bossy sentence. It says, you just read a story about Henry and Daniel at piano lessons. Well, is that telling you to do anything? No, it's just kind of telling what you already did. Okay, so that's not the bossy sentence. Let's go to the next one. Henry had to make a difficult choice for himself. Is that a bossy sentence? No, not really. So you can just cross that one out too. Then it says, explain how Henry's choice was difficult and why he did it. Is that telling you to do something? Is that telling you what to write about? Yes, okay. So that would be one that you could circle or highlight, or just something to make it stand out to you so it's easy to find and you don't have to go searching for it again. Let's see if there's any more. The last sentence says, use 3 or 4 sentences to respond to this writing prompt. So yeah, you don't have to really underline or circle that one because it's not telling you what you're writing about, but it tells you that it needs to be about 3 to 4 sentences. So if you think you might forget that, maybe just draw a little line under 3 to 4 sentences. But yeah, that is how you guys can pick apart your writing prompt. That will be helpful when we go on to the next day's assignment and what we're going to be doing with it. It just helps for the actual prompt to stand out and you know exactly what you need to be looking for when we go back into our passage and try to find evidence to support our claim. So each day this week I will be posting videos of a little lesson that goes along with piano music, and by the end of the week we will have a full answer or a little writing piece that we do to answer this writing prompt, and it will be perfect, and we will go and check it and finalize it and edit it so that it's our best work and we are submitting our very best. I miss you guys and I wish we were at school, but I know you guys are enjoying your time at home with family, and before you know it you guys are going to be 3rd graders. I'm really excited for you and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.